Class is officially in session. Welcome to your first official week on the Rebrand and Level Up Challenge. This is where we actually say goodbye to old habits, old patterns, resistance, and self-doubt, and you start designing the life that you are meant to live in 2025. This is not just a glow up challenge. This is a complete identity shift, a rebrand of your mindset, your habits, and your energy. And we are not talking small changes here. And you know you need more than small changes. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. We are going big, okay?
And give you
a princess.
This is where you actually commit to being that version of yourself. The one you dreamed about, the one who doesn't just survive, but is thriving in life. Today, we will be diving deep into uncovering what has actually been holding you back in life, how to break through resistance, and creating the foundation for actual long-term transformation. And don't worry, you are not alone. We are doing this all together, and I am doing it with you as well. Because your girl needs a little bit of an overhaul and a rebrand as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. And by the end of this first week, you'll already feel like you've taken your major first step toward your 2025 rebranded, up-leveled self. So grab a notebook, get a drink, light a candle. I haven't done that today. I have incense going on in the background because it just feels right. And this specific incense is named Power. So it feels right. And I have a little Christmas mug because it's almost December and I'm drinking my peppermint tea because we are now being healthy and good to our bodies. Let's get into it. There's a reason for this. There's a method to the madness. I am not uploading this way before December, so you have time. I don't care if you start in the middle of December, you can definitely catch up, but I want this to be a thing that helps you, that works, and that you stick to, and that you actually do. And let's face it, a lot of us get more motivated when we don't have a lot of extra time. Some of us need to feel that pressure. Some of us need to feel a little bit of a push. So I feel like this will be best if it's way more interactive, and let's all have a conversation and check back in with each other. Feel free to DM me, email me, whatever. But to me, that just works better than if you have a month from the video to get ready, because you might not ever feel ready. That's important. In this challenge, every week we build on what we've achieved during the previous weeks. And by the end, I can promise you, if you stick to this, you will have absolutely transformed your energy, created a clear goal and a clear plan, and you will have stepped boldly and beautifully and powerfully into 2025. Now, I like to feel a little bit of structure, so I'm just going to tell you how the weeks are actually going to go. We are breaking through resistance and building clarity. That's this week. That's now. You are breaking through. Week 2, we are rebranding your mind and habits for success. Week 3, bold action and embodying your future self. Week 4, the full rebrand and designing your roadmap for 2025. I have designed it the way that I have, and I've spent a lot of time on this because I'm a girl who craves deep transformation and not just all the fluff. So if you're into that, you really need to take this challenge with me. And I watch a lot of videos. I do a lot of self-development and growth stuff. But to me, it's just too rare that I find something that's not just about the fluff, right? To me, I need more than spending 5 minutes on meditation. I need structure. I need rules. So that's what I'm giving to you. And what's so great about this is you can literally feel like you haven't achieved anything this year and still have this be the most badass year you've had so far. Because this isn't about waiting for New Year's resolutions, feeling like crap on January 1st and being like, well, here we are again. You are going to be one of the few that are actually a step ahead of everyone else. Are you ready? Then let's go.
Let's go, girls.
All right, let's talk about resistance. My favorite to talk about. Every time you think about a goal, every time you think about a dream, and something stops you, whether it's procrastination, fear, or doubt, that's resistance. And that's why a lot of the fluff doesn't work, because you're always going to circle back to the habits that you have and that you know. You're always going to go back to your safety zone. You're always going to go back to who you believe subconsciously you truly are. Resistance isn't just an obstacle, it's a signal. Steven Pressfield, one of my favorite authors, and funnily enough, I procrastinated way too long on actually reading his book. I swear to God, I had his books for years and years and years before actually picking up and reading it. He's the author of The Amazing The War of Art, and he says, resistance will always point to what is most important. So instead of running from it, we're going to face it. Your first step is uncovering where that resistance is strongest. And this is where I give you the tool to do the work. I call this the resistance blocker worksheet. On this worksheet, you are going to answer these questions. Number 1, what is the one thing I've been avoiding or procrastinating on, and why? What fear or belief is underneath that avoidance? Number 3, what's the worst case scenario I'm imagining? Number 4, what's one small action I could take to reduce resistance today? To share some personal experience that might help you on reflecting on your own story and your own answers is that for me, I realized I was even avoiding doing this challenge for a long time because I feared that I wouldn't finish it perfectly. And one big thing for me is I will start things, but I will also procrastinate for too long to really get things going because I have an idea in my head. And if I can't feel like it's perfect and I have all the answers and I can control everything, I start to fear things. I start to get scared. And that starts to become anger. It starts to become avoidance, procrastination. And I think my belief when I did the work really deeply rooted in people pleasing and my fear of failing in public. And I had to face that because right now I'm feeling anger and resistance saying, no, I don't.
People can go F themselves.
But the truth is, I do care and I care deeply and I'm working on it, I swear. But when I wrote it out and me even having made content, I really realized slowly along the way, even if I mess up, even if I fail, I've still helped someone. And I think when it comes down to it, you just naming the fear really reduces its power. And for you, even just writing it down is the first step. And that's going to be so important during this first week because we can talk all we want about who you want to become, what kind of life you want, but you probably wanted it for a long time. You probably want to change for a long time. So if we don't get to that goddamn root of why you're not already there, if we don't talk about the life you don't want, why you're living in a way you don't want, that you're being a person you don't want to be, why you're dating people you shouldn't be dating, whatever it is, why you're eating stuff you don't want to really be eating to feel good in your body. If we don't go there, you can't go to where you want to go because you're always going to sabotage and go backwards. And I have seen myself do it a plethora of times, and it's not fun. Step 2, the truth list. I love this. One of the biggest reasons, and hear me out, that we don't move forward is because we lie to ourselves. Not maliciously, but out of comfort. And the truth is, no pun intended, that the truth is the most freeing thing that you can give to yourself. When you know what's real, what's truly real, and what's real for you in your heart and soul, and when you're honest, first and foremost, with yourself, now you can work with it. Now, here are the exercises you're going to be doing, and you'll write these prompts down in a journal. 1, what is the truth of where I am right now? 2, what am I afraid to admit about myself or my situation? That's a heavy one. 3, what am I really running from? Is it fear of failure? Fear of success? And I believe that fear of success is something that people say a lot, but it's rarely actually the deep truth. Is it judgment? Remember, this isn't about self-criticism. It's about looking at your current present situation lovingly and honestly. Maybe you play small because you're running from a fear of being judged, kind of like I've been. Write it down because awareness is truly power. And this will really help you create intentional action instead of just running on autopilot. All right, let's jump straight into step number 3. Let me ask you something. When you imagine your future self, what do you see genuinely? Is it happiness? Is it stability? Is it comfort? Greatness? There is no wrong answer here, but you do need to get really freaking clear on it. And that goes back to facing your truths. If you don't know what you're looking for, how can you find it? How can you create it? How can you get it? You will waste your energy on things that don't matter, always. I listened to a podcast and it was the Modern Wisdom podcast, so great, and Alex Hormozy was on it. And he talked about happiness and saying that, well, people are maybe mistaken by assuming that I'm trying to be happy.
And I was like, fuck happiness. Because it felt so out of reach that I was like, just fuck it. I'm not even gonna shoot for it. I'm just gonna do stuff. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just going to do stuff. And what happened was, like, a few years later, a few years later, I looked up and I was like, I'm not miserable.
And then I realized, I don't think my number one goal is to be happy right now. And it's definitely not being comfortable. I have certain goals that are going to require me to feel very uncomfortable and in times lonely and think, why am I doing this? And that's where I need to just have my goal in front of me and say, because that's my goal, that is my priority in life right now. And it's not being the most social. It's not being all about, the external self-love stuff. It's not about, again, the fluff. This is about very intentional, clear goals. And maybe parts of it is a little more extreme. But if I'm okay with it, and if that's my truth, then I have to accept that. And it's not forever, but it is right now. So what you're going to do is what's called visualization of the goal beneath the goal. You are going to close your eyes and imagine your dream day in 2025. This doesn't have to be when you have all of your goals, probably never going to fully be there. But I need you to ask yourself, if you're living more according to your goals and your truth and what you want in life and who you want to be, what does a day in the life of someone look like? And that could be you still at the same job because you're still working on your side hustle, or you only weighing 10 pounds less, but you're in the process of getting your dream body. I need you to get into the feeling of the process. So close your eyes and imagine and ask yourself, what am I doing right now? How do I feel? And what's changed about me? Now ask, why is this important? What am I truly looking for in this vision? Truly, what kind of feeling? Because when I feel happy that I found something that motivates me or inspires me, sometimes I will just save the video. I will just put it on hold because it's almost like I'm not willing to face myself and do something with it. And it's because I clearly want to change my life, and that's why I feel motivated and inspired. But I need to get clear on, okay, great, you feel motivated, you want to do this. But what is it that you're looking for it to be able to do for you? What are you hoping that this video will do for you? Because at the end of the day, it's within you that you need to find it. And trust me, week one, hello, there's going to be a lot of resistance. If you resonate with me, you're probably going to face a lot of bad habits and a lot of resistance. Now, I want you to imagine you're buying a big house, but what you're really craving is security. Or you see yourself being really great at one thing because you want fulfillment. When you really dig deeper, your goals become magnetic. So write them down. All right, the action plan. Clarity is useless without action. We're not here to just dream. Sorry. We're here to bring it into fruition. We are human beings, not spiritual beings only. Now, this week, you are going to take bold action that will start removing the resistance and move toward clarity. So this is the bold action plan. And you're going to once again write down, what is one action that I can take today to reduce resistance? Number 2, what's one bold action I can take this week to move closer to my goal? Number 3, what accountability system can I set up to keep myself on track? And why does this work, you might ask? Well, action rewires your brain. You need to get reading, and you need to read Cybernetics. And in it, Maxwell Maltz, who wrote it, he writes, our self-image shifts every time we take action that contradicts our old patterns. When you take bold steps, you are telling your brain, this is who I am now. And as someone who's lost a decent amount of weight and maintained that, I love having something in my life I can look to and say exactly, because I used to identify as the fat girl and I genuinely don't anymore. I just don't. So absolutely, you can do this in any part of your life. And this week is all about facing the resistance and gaining momentum. And even these small shifts will absolutely create momentum. By breaking resistance and getting clear on some of your goals, your whys, and your truths, you're already creating your rebrand. We are going to glow up, absolutely, and we're going to talk a lot about physical stuff in general forever on this channel. But let's face it, the true glow up, the true level up doesn't just happen because of skincare. It's the inner work, because the inner work also decides how you're going to show up for yourself. So commit to this, because don't underestimate what this 1 week can do for you. And I am so proud of you sticking with this and showing up for yourself. And I can't wait for week 2, where we are going to dive even deeper into rebranding your mindset and your habits. So don't stop now, because you have already in a major way begun your transformation. So a little sneak peek of week 2. Like I said, we'll focus on habits, the ones that are really holding you back and the ones that will set you up for success. Plus, I will share all the tools on how to actually rewire your mind so you can start thinking and acting like your future self already today. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me here, follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. You can DM me, you can even send me an email on how it's going for you personally. I love to connect. And I have a Spotify podcast called This Is Called Healing, where we dive deep into all of these lovely subjects. And I'm so excited for this, for me and for you and for all of us. And yeah, have an amazing week, have an amazing December, and I will see you guys in only a couple of days. Okay, see you guys. Bye.